just hope you remember your wedding. I don't. We can put the presents in the drawing room against the window.
Very good, milady.
I suppose we do have to display all the presents. It can look rather greedy.
I can't bear the disruption we seem to have brought down on your heads.
Don't be silly.
How are you feeling?
Just wish I could get rid of this damn stick. Sorry.
Don't be. If anyone has a right to swear, it's you.
Don't bully yourself. Think of where we were a few months ago and smile.
Quite agree.
But I want to make it up and down that aisle without assistance.
Up, yes. You'll have me to lean on when you're coming down.
And you still have 3 full days of practice, so never say die.
My goodness, is that the time? I must be getting back.
I'll go with you.
She's just sucking up, Mother.
Any bride who doesn't suck up to her husband's mother is a fool.
Can I bother you? Mrs. Bryant has written a letter I did not expect. She says her husband wants to see the baby. They both do.
Isn't that what you hoped?
Yes, I know. Remember what he was like the last time? I don't want to build up Ethel's hopes again.
Ethel's not important. It's the boy's chances you have to look to.
I believe you're right, though we come at it by different routes.
But why announce it tonight all of a sudden?
He's got a job at a newspaper. He heard today it's a real chance.
Let him go to Dublin and then you can use the calm to consider.
Mary doesn't want you to be trapped before you're completely sure.
But I am sure. How many times do I have to say it? Anna, tell them.
Lady Mary's right. It's a very big thing to give up your whole world.
Thank you. Listen to her if you won't listen to me.
But I'm not giving up my world. They want to give me up. That's their affair. I'm perfectly happy to carry on being friends with everyone.
Married to the chauffeur?
Yes. Anyway, he's a journalist now, which sounds better for Granny. We're going to tell Papa tonight.
We? You mean you and Branson?
He's coming in after dinner. But what will Papa do?
I imagine he'll call the police.
Downton is not a hostel.
No, Mr. Carson.
And you made such a point of not being a servant anymore, our ears are ringing with it.
The trouble is, I'm a little out of pocket at the moment.
I cannot say that I'm sympathetic. When you dabble in the black market...
I just need some more time, Mr. Carson.
How long is it since the last patient left, Sergeant? You're trespassing on our generosity.
I'll try to make myself useful.
Just find somewhere to go.
Ma.
Yes?
I'm here.
So I can see.
I don't think this is such a good idea. We mustn't worry Granny.
You've asked me to come, and I've come.
Would someone please tell me what is going on? Or have we all stepped through the looking glass?
Your grandmother has as much right to know as anybody else.
Why don't I find that reassuring?
How much longer is Mr. Carson going to be? This is why it's never worth trying to make food interesting in the servants' hall. You're very quiet this evening.
I've had a letter off Mr. Mason, William's dad.
Oh, yes? What does he want?
To see me.
Well, there's nothing very wonderful in that. You're his daughter-in-law. Why shouldn't he see you?
I wish it were simple.
Well, I think it is, but I'll not reopen the wound.
What do you mean, you knew?
I hoped it would blow over. I didn't want to split the family when Sybil might still wake up.
And all the time you've been driving me about, bowing and scraping and seducing my daughter behind my back.
I don't bow and scrape, and I've not seduced anyone. Give your daughter some credit for knowing her own mind.
How dare you speak to me in that tone? You will leave at once.
Oh, Papa.
Oh, this is a folly. A ridiculous juvenile madness.
Sybil, what do you have in mind?
Mamma, this is hardly...
No. She must have something in mind. Otherwise, she wouldn't have summoned him here tonight.
Thank you, Granny. Yes, we do have a plan. Tom's got a job on a paper. I'll stay until after the wedding. I don't want to steal their thunder. But after that, I'll go to Dublin.
To live with him? Unmarried?
I'll live with his mother while the banns are read. And then we'll be married. And I'll get a job as a nurse.
What does your mother make of this?
If you must know, she thinks we're very foolish.
So at least we have something in common.
I won't allow it. I will not allow my daughter to throw away her life.
You can posture it all you like, Papa. It won't make any difference.
Oh, yes, it will.
How? I don't want any money. You can hardly lock me up until I die. I'll say goodnight. But I can promise you one thing. Tomorrow morning, nothing will have changed. Tom?
He's not coming here. I don't want him to see this place. I won't have him pity me.
The question is, are you prepared to let them into Charlie's life?
I suppose so, yes.
Good. I'll ask them to Downton for Monday at 4, and this time it'll be all above board.
Can't have expected to live here free forever.
I didn't expect to get booted out.
You'll have to find some work.
It's not that easy. Every Tom, Dick and Harry's looking for work these days. And they don't all have a hand like a Jules Verne experiment.
Mr. Branson, I know it wasn't easy last night.
We should have spoken out long ago.
Spoken out about what?
Oh, why not? Lady Sybil and I are getting married.
Have you no shame?
I'm sorry you feel like that, Mr. Carson. You're a good man. But no, I have no shame. In fact, I have great pride in the love of that young woman, and I will strive to be worthy of it.
I will not disgrace myself by discussing the topic, nor will anyone else. Now, if you will go, Mr. Branson, we will continue with our day. Leave an address where we may forward what is owing to you.
No problem there, Mr. Carson. I'll be at the Grantham Arms in the village until Lady Sybil is ready to make her departure. I bid you all a good day.
Is it really true?
Please, I have asked for silence, and silence I will have.
What on earth is it?
A gramophone. Some cousins of mine have given it to us.
You should stand well clear when you light blue touch paper. All on your own?
I've left space at the front for Jules.
I know Lavinia's getting something from Papa.
And for me, though she's so slight, a real necklace would flatten her. What news of Sybil?
Papa's with her now.
I'm afraid it'll end in tears.
Maybe. But they won't be Sybil's.
I used to think that Mary's beau was a mésalliance, but compared to this, he's practically a Habsburg. Well, don't worry. Your turn will come.
Will it? Or am I just to be the maiden aunt? Isn't this what they do? Arrange presents for their prettier relations?
Don't be defeatist, dear. It's very middle class. Now, I'd better go up and support your father.
Your threats are hollow, don't you see? I won't be received in London. I won't be welcome at court. How do I make you understand? I couldn't care less.
I do hope I'm interrupting something.
I only wish you were, but I seem to be getting nowhere. Have you seen Cora?
She's lying down. And can we blame her? Now, Sybil, dear, this sort of thing is all very well in novels, but in reality, it can prove very uncomfortable. And while I am sure Branson has many virtues, well, no, he's a good driver.
I will not give him up!
Don't be rude to your grandmother.
No, she's not being rude. Just wrong.
This is my offer. I will stay 1 week to avoid the impression I've run away, and because I don't want to spoil Matthew's wedding. Then we will marry in Dublin, and whoever wishes to visit will be very welcome.
Out of the question.
Will you forbid Mary and Edith?
No, don't say anything you may have to retract.
Know this. There will be no more money. From here on in, your life will be very different.
Well, bully for that.
I thought this might tide you off. Mr. Carson, whatever's the matter?
Oh, I'm sure I'll be all right if I can just stay still for a moment.
You will not stay still, not down here. Get to bed this minute. I'll send for the doctor.
I can't. We've got the crawl list tonight and Miss Swire. What with this business of Lady Sybil?
I'll deal with it.
Look, get Mr. Mosley to help.
There's no need.
I mean it. The war is no longer an excuse for sloppy presentation.
Oh, very well. I'll ask him, but only on condition you go to bed.